What's up guys, Garth from Cardfight Nation here, and as you can see, I'm bringing you a deck profile of my Shadow Paladins. Obviously it started as full barrel. When you ride Javelin on top of him, you get to search for Blast of Dark. So, stock standard, set for ride chains. Now for the grade zeros, we'll do those first. 4 Death Feather Eagle, critical trigger that we got in set 5. 4 Grim Reaper, the original crit trigger. That's a crit. 4 Abyss Freezer, draw trigger, sort of to maintain hand and all that kind of stuff. And because since we're running the crossride, 5k shields are also very good because if they're not attacking for 18, you can just go for 5. And then for Abyss Healer because heal triggers are good or something apparently. Now for the grade 1s, we're on 4 Blast of Javelin. Meant to be the turn 1 ride that we can get a +1 off your ride and search for Blast of Dark. Not much you can say about that. When it's called the rear guard, you can discard a grade 3 and search for Phantom Blast Dragon. Basically use this, you can discard an Overlord and search for Dragon, and when you ride them in the right order, that way you're not stuck. That's sort of an option that you can run or cannot. Well, you can do or cannot. You're obviously going to run full Javelin, otherwise why bother. 4 Black Sage Sharon. She can hit 20 with Masquerade and she's a good booster. Yeah, it's 8k, don't need to talk about it. 4 Null Guards, might be dropping these down to 3, I'm not sure at this point. I have 4, so I'm running 4, that's basically it. And 2 Garurumons. I like this card, but I don't. It's rather annoying. Like it's a 9k attacker, but then it's pretty vanilla. It's not like the Liang clone is any better, and Pain Painter is 6, but it also means that you don't have to, that if you don't have Javelin to discard the Overlord first and you draw the Dragon afterwards, you can write them in the correct order, but it's also 6k, so all those conflicts with this deck, it's rather annoying. Grade 2s, 2 Blast of Dark, only need 2. This is just in case you damage deck 1, or if you draw 1 while you still have Javelin, you can get the plus still. Because you want a plus off of riding. Since we don't have a Pioneer because of full bow, we want to make sure that we can actually get a plus off of riding. 4 Masquerade, just because it's 12k attacker, all you need is a Blast of Vanguard. So even if you grade stuck on Blast of Dark, it's still 12k. So obviously it's very good. It's good for hitting those cross rides. Even with the Javelin behind it, it'll hit 18, so that's pretty good. And you can hit 20 against normal 10k Vanguards as well. I'm running 2 in the main. Basically it's a good filter, and I only want to run 2 because I don't want to ride it. If I ride it, I will probably lose, so that's generally not a good idea. It's only 3k, but counterblast 1, ditch 1, draw 2. Technically a plus, technically a neg, technically all this, but it's a good pretty card, so that's why. 2 Cursed Lancer, might be bumping this up to 3, might be bumping the main up to 3. But yeah, this is obviously a very good card for this deck. Pretty counterblast heavy with Dragon, Overlord, Nemain, and all the other cards that rely on counterblast and that kind of stuff. So obviously a nice little tech card that you can run along with 1 Vaha because I feel like it basically. I'm not sure on where that card is going to move. It's sort of a place filler at this point because I'm not sure on the deck. I haven't place tested it extensively enough, I guess. I was running Maha, but I felt that the 8k is a bit too little and you need, I don't know, it's a bit iffy at the moment on which ones to run. Obviously it's not as counterblast heavy once you get to Overlord because you don't want to be using that skill recklessly. So this can be good to give you a little +1 when you hit. So, and it's a nice little pressure hitter as well. So we'll see how that goes. I might put in another one. Might not have to run the Lancer with the deck, but I should run the Lancer because we got the promo for basically free. So yeah, grade 3s. 4 Phantom Blast Dragon. I know people are running 3, but I'm running 4 at the moment. Haven't really decided on how I want to run this. Gets +1000 when you have Dark in the Soul, and you can counterblast 2, retire 3, and get +10,000 +1 critical. It's an okay skill, it's not great. So, and then we have Phantom Blast Overlord, gets +2000 when you have Dragon in the Soul, and he can counterblast 3, discard a copy of himself, and he gets plus 10,000 plus 1 critical. One of them is SP, I'm pointing that out right now. This card is pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's not that great because it's counterblast 3. It's not all that great. That's why Lancer is obviously very good. So it ends up making that a counterblast 2, which equals Dragon. So obviously if you can predict and like pay attention to what they have in their hand, you can use this skill very effectively. It's just that it's very counterblast heavy and you need to be wise on how you use it and when you use it. Otherwise they're just gonna null you and you're gonna feel silly. So it's very good to play against 11Ks because you'll generally have an 8K behind him and then you'll be swinging for 31. So if they don't have a null, they're gonna have to go for a lot, which will make that play actually worth it. And you can obviously get crits a lot, considering we have 8 crits now. So basically, a lot of stuff you can do with the grade 2s in this deck. Not sure on how I'm going to end up running it. Like I said, I got to do a bit more playtesting. That's my build at the moment. If you've got any feedback or suggestions, remember leave them down in the comments. And remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, etc. And we'll see you in the next deck profile or whatever I decide to do for the next video. And we'll see you in the next one.